Sanders, Randy Wade, and A.D. Roberts.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Casey, you don't have any intro music for me today, man? Come on, baby.
I do. Okay, here you go.
This ain't like you.
I know, right? I pushed the wrong button. That's why they firing me.
All right.
You like
deal.
it? You
Well,
feeling
welcome
it?
to the Amateur's Edge,
You about to do
everybody.
some
This is your
push-ups?
host, Jerrian Sanders. I got Jamal Saint in the house. Jamal, how you doing today, brother?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
Hey, man, I can't complain, man. Another boring sports week.
Oh man, it's that time of year where I think we all just waiting for football at this point, kind of.
For sure, for sure. We also have a special guest in the house today, Lenzy Hancock. Lenzy runs a basketball organization called the Jacksonville Magic. He also wrote a book called The Haves and the Have-Nots of Youth Athletics. And we all know how the landscape of sports has been changing over the past couple of years. Playing sports these days is expensive.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
I got an amen over there in the corner. And so, parents are being squeezed, kids are being put in situations that, they haven't been put in years, and we're going to discuss that today. So we welcome Lenzy to the show. How you doing today, Lenzy?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me.
Good deal, good deal. So we'll get into that a little bit later, man. But let's talk a little bit about local sports and the athletes here. This past week, we had two of our guys make big-time commitments. Tayshawn Gelsey committing to the University of Florida and Drake Stubbs committing to the University of Miami.
Yeah, how about that? Look, two guys getting to stay in state. More importantly, which is always cool, you get to see those guys go close to home. Drake Stubbs had kind of previously committed to USC.
Yep.
Had that change of heart, said he wanted to stay a little bit closer to home. Talked to him the other day. He said he kind of thought about it, said, it was going to be tough for his family to get out there for those games. He'd be playing night games. It's like 2 in the morning here.
Right.
Those after dark games. He said, and you know what? Maybe he just liked that orange and green because that's what he wears at Mandarin. That's what he'll wear in college now.
But, the funny thing about those commitments is, it's never official till you sign that paper.
That's true.
There's a lot of guys over the years that, you thought were locked in, but come time, they make that quick switch on you. So, and especially with the NIL money floating out there, man, you never really know.
Money talks.
Money been talking.
Now it's easier for it to talk. They got a lot of voice now where they can talk openly. It's not just under the table no more.
Right.
So come early signing day, some of them folks just be starting to throw around a few extra dollar signs, see if you switch up on them.
For sure. Shifting gears a little bit, there was a Bronny James sighting this past week. They had like a little mini camp. What you guys think? Did you get a chance to check him out?
I didn't see him playing. I saw some of his introductory press conference, and I saw that he signed his contract.
Right.
Look, I wish Bronny the best. I hope it works out for him there in L.A. I think it's going to be interesting to watch to see how it works. Look, if LeBron had the power to make it happen, by all means, tip of the cap. I'm glad he did it. I think he should, and I think that it's going to be a cool story for him and his son Bronny to be able to tell one day. I just hope that Bronny's able to live up to it because there's going to be a little extra pressure on him.
Right. Did you see what Charles Barkley had to say?
No, what'd he say?
He says there's a black eye on the NBA.
Oh, come on.
And he basically was saying, what kind of example are we setting for young kids? And he went on to say that he felt like the players in the NBA had a lower level of respect for the higher ups in the NBA because they allowed that to happen.
Well, the NBA has been a player-run league for years now,
Right.
and there's nothing that has gone against that. People have said that, and it's very blatant. It is a player-run league.
Right.
That's why they're so successful with things like lockouts. While other leagues, when they go for their lockouts, the players end up taking the bad end of the stick on that one. NBA is a player-run league. And 100%, LeBron has the leverage and the ability to make something like that happen and to make a dream come true and kind of force a front office to do that. I don't knock him at all for making it happen. We kind of talked about it last week on the show. If you have the leverage to do it, by all means do it. He needed another contract. And he pretty much blatantly, openly said, if somebody else had Bronny, I'm interested. So that's why I said if I was another NBA team that had enough that I thought I could convince LeBron to come, I'm telling you what I'd have done.
Right.
I'd have drafted. I'd have called GM Jamal's drafting Bronny right now, and then I'd be on the phone with LeBron and his folks right afterwards. So you want to play with your son, right?
Right.
You want to play with your son, right? I got some money for you. You know,
Right.
That's what I'd have been doing.
Right, and it was clear that draft pick was all about LeBron, right? Being that this was one of the weakest drafts that it's been in years, that definitely was a play on LeBron.
Yeah, I felt he leveraged that right. I think he did the right thing. He holding out to sign his deal until his son gets signed. I think that was the right move. We see it in corporate America all the time.
Exactly.
Right.
You know, we see the guy who run the company. You the CEO. You set your son up to take over that job.
Mhm.
Right.
So what the difference? They called it nepotism there, but I worked for the government for 20 years. Only thing I ever saw in the government was people setting a job up for their kid. They will open the job up. Once they open the job up, soon as the job is open, they post it because legally they have to do it.
Yep.
Right.
But what they end up doing, they already got the job already marked for their kid, their daughter, nephew, son-in-law. So you see it all the time. So what's the difference in sports when somebody bringing a kid in that you know means so much to the organization? It's no different. So I seen that all my life, you know, especially being an African-American guy.
Right,
You
right.
see it all the time. So I don't understand what the big deal of what people are making out of this stuff. This is the best story I don't seen this year. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
So I love LeBron. I love what he do on and off the court. So kudos to LeBron and his son.
Right. So let me,
100%. He's right. Because, I mean, you see politician families. I mean, in New Orleans, they got the Landrews, where every step of the way, one of them has been Congress, mayor. That's what you do. You open up the doors. We talked about dentists. They do it in media, too, where dad's a media mogul. All of a sudden, son jumps up and right into the fire. And big job skips all the steps along the way. It happens in every industry. So LeBron's one of the few, again, at the top that can leverage it to make it happen. I ain't knocking him for it. I'm right there with you.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
So let me ask you a question though, Lenzy. What about that guy who's been working? And you've been around basketball, and you know how hard it is to make it to that level. What about that guy who's been busting his butt to make it, who deserves it? Because I actually saw, and I don't know how true this was, but there's a picture floating around of one of Bronny's teammates.
Yeah.
The kid averaged like 16 points a game, played right beside Bronny, but didn't get drafted.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what do you say to that kid?
What's his name? He's the kid that you talking about. I seen him play when he was in high school. And I saw him play. He played our team in California. But he went to Memphis first. Then he came to California. What is his name? But he's going one of the guys going to get a two-way deal, just like everybody else that's going to sign get a two-way deal. But we in this generation of have and have not. So the parents of our kids now are getting set up, you know, in this generation where they're laying the groundwork for their kids. You know, it's no different than Marvin Harrison Jr. going to sign. Now he was a baller,
I'm about to
but he's
say,
a baller.
right.
He's a baller. but you get a kid like that who they got all the ins and outs on what to do to get there. So you see LeBron doing a workout in New York, and he knocking down the jump shots. He already got a tailor-made game for the league. Some of these kids may be better athletes or better players, but you see how they drafting these kids from France and Europe. They coming in averaging the same thing, 3, 4, 5 points a game. Are we making a big deal over that? It's just that he's his son. You know he got more critics and more haters than anybody out there. Because if you're a Jordan fan, you're a Jordan fan. We got people that's Jordan fans. They ain't never see Jordan play before. How you a Jordan fan? You ain't never seen nothing but a highlight.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
And you going to war with people. You 30 years old. How you gonna go to war with somebody at 30 that you never see? He been retired for 30 years.
Right.
So it's kind of hard to kind of like place that when you seeing LeBron competing against guys that coming from Australia League. They had the one kid that averaged with the same 90 points he did. He was picked in the first round. So it's hard to look a kid in the face, like to answer your question. Oh, I'm sorry, you know you averaged 20 points this year, but look at how your game fit and how it's tailored. That you know it's a DN3 lead if you ain't a superstar. So
Right.
that's the knock on Bronny. He was a good defender. I mean he's a good defender, so he can shoot the three now. So that's what he's gonna probably be used for when he do get some minutes in the league.
Right.
You know, Giannis used the leverage, you know, in
Yeah,
Milwaukee
yeah.
to get his brother over there, and his brother can't play a lick. You know what I'm saying? But he used that to get his brother there. So
did.
what's the difference between this man making history being the first father-son duo ever play together? It's almost like, you know, Barry Bonds, his dad. You know what I'm saying? You'll see that. Well, Ken Griffey, his dad. You know what I'm saying? So you're seeing the same thing. So I have no problem with it. I love it. You know, I love it.
Right. Again, I mean, at the end of the day, if I had the chance to play with my sons, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm pulling the
Yeah.
trigger 110%. So, it's a double-edged sword because again, you and I, we all been involved with sports just about our whole lives, and we see kids, blood, sweat, and tears, try to get to that next level. And you would hate it if it was your kid. You felt like they should have been in that spot.
Well, the NBA knocks seniors anyway. A lot of the guys you see that go into basketball, by the time they're a senior, they have fantastic stats, and a lot of times those are guys late first round, second round. Think about a guy like Jimmy Butler.
Right.
He had better stats than some of the guys that went ahead of him in the draft, but he was an older guy, and the NBA prioritized. They'd rather get that 17, 18-year-old in there and say, oh, he's still moldable. He didn't do it on the court yet. Oh, but he's got time. He hasn't matured.
Yeah.
Rather than, well, we know what this guy is.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's one of the layers of that evaluation process that the NBA has, because you can come out of college after that first year or skip college, go pro somewhere else, and then get in the draft. So they have to look at it that way and say, all right, well, this kid's 17, and we think he hasn't reached his ceiling yet, but this senior who's going to be 2021, this might be as good as he gets, and where does he fit?
Right.
How much room is there left for growth for him? So, I mean, this happens every year in different capacities. Sometimes there are players that have been on the same team where one guy scored more points than him, but the teammate, he's 17 and they think he's going to be fantastic, and he goes earlier. It just happens.
I talked to a friend of mine. He trained Andre Wiggins. He's his trainer over there, and he was talking. He actually do a lot of stuff in Jacksonville, and he was telling me that the way the league is looking, if you look at how they drafting the kids, what you see is almost a squeaky clean image. Two-parent home, you know what I'm saying? They're getting away from the Iverson, I got an entourage type setting. So you don't see those kids getting picked up and drafted right now. So if you're not paying attention to that, you got blinders on. Start looking to see that. Start looking to see the kids that you see, not just former NBA players, but start seeing the guys they're picking up now. Go back and look at the draft the last 4 or 5 years and tell me what you see. It's not too many that's coming through the cracks anymore that come from environments that I'm used to coaching,
Right.
and I'm starting to see that. That was the reason, kind of like for this book I'm writing, we seeing it, it's changing. It's changing right now. The whole demographics is changing now. They got squeaky clean kids now that ain't been in no trouble. The parents ain't crazy in the stands. Dad ain't doing nothing on social media. They looking for those type of kids. And Bronny kind of fit that mold. You know what I'm saying?
100%. Well, it's time to pay some bills, and we'll be back. When we be back, we'll talk about the book, The Have and the Have-Nots of Youth Athletics with Lenzy Hancock. This segment was brought to you by Premier Physical Therapy. Your wellness journey begins at Premier Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation, the gold standard in orthopedic and sports rehab for adults and adolescents alike. Dial 904-996-6922 or visit premierptjacks.com today for the Premier Experience. You're listening to The Amateur's Edge on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
1010XL keeps you company with sports takes and local talk.
Well, then that's exactly what we'll do.
Saturday from noon to 2.
Got any ideas who this mystery man might be?
It's Compton and Company
What if word about this gets out?
on 1010XL, Jacksonville Sports Radio.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast orthopedic specialist performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast orthopedic specialists for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast orthopedic specialists take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast orthopedic specialists.
Your wellness journey begins at Premier Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation, the gold standard in orthopedic and sports rehab for adults and adolescents alike. Dial 904-996-6922 or visit premierptjacks.com today. Experience the Premier difference and take your first step towards a healthier, stronger you. Premier Physical Therapy, where Jacksonville comes to heal. premierptjacks.com.
Hey, it's Roger Moore, CEO of Loan Pronto. If you're like me, you're getting crushed by rising costs of everything these days. I get it. It's brutal, and credit card rates are ridiculous and going higher. That's why at Loan Pronto, we launched our Express Equity Line of Credit to bring you the relief you and your family need, using your home, your most valuable asset. We've helped thousands of people like you get fast relief with cash. The average homeowner who does this gets tens of thousands in just days and is able to save $850 per month in overall expenses. I'm talking life-changing money. Your money that you have access to right now. Listen, if you're ready to get control of your finances and get off the hamster wheel, call Loan Pronto. You can get approved for Express Equity Line of Credit in just minutes, and we can get your cash in less than a week. Stop digging a deeper credit card hole today. Call Loan Pronto now. 904-999-1508. 904-999-1508. LoanPronto.com. 904-999-1508.
Equal housing lender. NMLS 1661781. Subject to lender approval. NMLS consumeraccess.org.
Hun, the drain really smells.
Yeah, wow, it does.
I think it's getting backed up. What should we do? Did you just quack like a duck?
Yes, I did. Duck Duck Rooter, your plumbing pros in Northeast Florida. Need help with a plumbing issue at your home or business? Just call the Duck.
When you're stuck, call the Duck. 904-862-6769.
It's the Sporting Jacks Soccer Hour. Join Cole Pepper, Mauricio Ruiz, and Becky Burley as they discuss the latest in the world of soccer, including Sporting Jacks bringing pro men's and women's soccer to Jacksonville. Mondays at 6 on 1010 a.m.
I'm Justin Nornduff, creator of DVS, a medically backed pitching development program designed to develop young throwers' arms safely. We are excited to be launching our Florida Development Center at B3 Better in Jacksonville. To celebrate DVS, we are offering a free virtual coaches clinic and also giving away 20 free team DVS and athletic assessments at B3 Better. To register for the clinic and your team's chance to win, go to b3better.com/DVS and secure your spot today.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville, the amateur's edge. Brought to you by B3 Better on 1010XL.
Yeah, rock out. And we're back. Welcome to the Amateur's Edge. This is your host, Jerrian Sanders.
Yeah, this is my guy Justin's band. I like that music. All right, this is the first time I've actually heard it. I know him. Yeah, Justin. He used to work with me over at News for Jacks.
Okay.
Now he's around town. That's his band playing. I hadn't heard any of the music before, but I knew he had the band.
Okay. Justin on his way?
Yeah, hey, they moving on. Come on now.
Good deal. And we're back with a special guest, Lenzy Hancock. Lenzy, welcome to the show again, my man.
Thank you.
Lenzy is the author of a book called The Haves and Have-Nots of Youth Athletics. Over the past my life, I guess I ain't gonna say the past couple of years, you see the landscape of sports constantly changing. When I grew up, we were playing all sports all year round. There was no such thing as specialized training, skilled coaches, any of that stuff. We just went outside and we just played. However, the game has transitioned to a place where, athletes are having to specialize in sports as young as 8 years old. And, in order to be able to compete, you have to play on these travel teams and these travel clubs. And it's becoming very expensive for parents, and parents are being put in compromising situations. And Lenzy wrote a great book that addresses this. So first of all, Lenzy, welcome to the show. And I want to know what inspired you to write this book.
Well, I've been coaching for 25 years, first of all. Got out of the military in 99 and moved here, and I kind of hit the ground running coaching. And over the 25 years, I have seen the kids that I have go from, getting kids from like lower income areas that come in and they shine, like basketball kids, football kids. I coached football for 12 years. For the 12 years I coached football, it was very easy to get a kid with heart. And football pretty much don't stay the same. It's still the same. You get a kid with heart. You get a kid with toughness. You got to be a little bit crazy to play football. I played football all my life, so you ain't got a little crazy in you, then it's going to be hard for you to play that sport. So that's still the same. It's just with football, what I'm seeing when it comes to that is I'm starting to see these specialized camps when it comes to receivers, the DBs, the lineman camps all over, popping up all over the country. 7-on-7 took effect from when I first started, and I haven't coached football in 10 years. Mm-hmm. So taking off these last 10 years of football, I'm a football junkie. I'm a season ticket holder with the Jags. I go to Friday night lights. I'm at the game Friday nights. I love following the Jags. I think I'm gonna go about 5-6 games this season. So I'm football first, but I love basketball. I love coaching basketball. Mm-hmm. So when I come to the football, I'm still seeing the kids. You can still go. It's like the last trench sport we have. It's the last sport that you can go get it out the mud where you can go play football. play a sport where you don't have to have all much money. You can still play for your own high school. You can play for your high school and still get noticed. And you don't really have to do nothing. Lift a little bit of weights. You don't get a little faster. But it's still the elite players in football are really the ones that are doing the sports performance training, like what y'all provide. They're doing the extras. And you see that kid. You know, when I first met you, I met a group of kids that came out, and it was so inspiring to me. And if I'd have known what I known 10 years ago, I'd been a different dad to my older son. My youngest son can get the benefits. He was the first one to test on me. So with him, for him, you know, you kind of see the kids. I seen that group with Tolliver and that whole group. And I saw those kids in the gym missing out on all kind of stuff, missing out on, you know, Friday nights, hanging out. But you see those kids making those commitments at an early age. You see those kids in the gym putting in work. And as I saw those kids do it over the last years, those kids I was going to lead. Them the kids were going D1. Now, we had kids that was elite players. They kind of went to college, maybe Division I, Power 5, or whatever they went. They still excel, but those kids that I saw in those gyms, they still had those same habits when they went to school. That's where they was able to excel and go play at the NFL level or go play over in Canada. So you saw that at an early age. Now we look at the other sports. We look at volleyball. Volleyball is one of those taxing sports that most low-income kids can't afford. The club fees are ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? You look at tennis, always been a country club sport.
Right.
Yeah.
Golf is a country club sport. How many kids you know in low income can afford that? So that's been priced out. Hockey is one of those sports, probably the most expensive sport out there. We don't even have it. So it costs so much to do sports, hockey. So now we narrow it down with just basketball and football. Now, basketball was one of the sports that you can go get your ball, go outside. Jacksonville has, like in the top 5, like per 100 person parks in the country. You go ride by a park right now when you leave here. Just go ride by 3, 4. And tell me how many kids you see out there playing outside. They don't go outside and play no more. Everybody don't, TikTok and social media, and that's what they doing. So the kids are not going outside like we used to get those skills that we had. So the only thing that we have as coaches to help me with my kids that I'm coaching is specialized training, going to do training with coaches. And to me, that's what it takes, because that's not, people say it's crazy, but it's substituting what we used to get naturally. When you was kids, when we was growing up, we was kids, we'd go out there and play natural, work on our moves. So what we doing now as parents, we are paying for that to get them jokers outside to go play something, other than video games. So that's why the it's outpriced right now. I pay over $1,000 a month for my 9-year-old. That's just for basketball training. You know what I'm saying? So that's just to keep him up. Keep up with that. That's not including the games, and that's only a couple of days a week. But it takes that for him to stay on that same edge. Now, genetically, he's gonna be athletic. I think he's gonna have some great size. So, but even with that, we got to do something to kind of like close that gap. So that's the reason why I need parents to understand. If you really want to do this seriously, you got to take it seriously. And I hate to use the word specialized, because I do allow my kids to play multiple sports. They play soccer. They play flag football. We're not doing the tackle right now, but basketball is the primary thing we do. So we put a lot of hours in that. We put real money in it. And most people that I know that's in my program, they can't afford that to do it like that. But I do have those parents that do, and them the ones that's going to excel in the next few years.
They have so many kids that aren't diversifying anymore. You're talking about like playing multiple sports.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost like the death of a multi-sport athlete at this point, because kids are specializing so early, because you got these year-round factories for baseball. If you play baseball, you play volleyball. I mean, if you play for a school, you're going to be playing for the club team. There's really no space for that multi-sport athlete anymore, and it's just so expensive if you're going to play more than one sport, like you were talking about. I mean, that's I think that's part of it is trying to manage the price tag and figuring out how to navigate this complex system as things are really changing. And I guess also trying to get the kid out the house, which is difficult enough in and of itself.
Yeah, you look at like PE, they don't really do as much in school.
No.
But the kids, I know parents that just send their kid to camp just to get them some exercise. Right. They don't care about going to pro. They don't care about going Division I. They got funds. So they just out there doing stuff. Then you got those parents with money that want their kids to actually play at a high level. So they're going to pay to play. It's just like the Bronny situation. They're going to put their kids in that event. Their kids want it bad enough, they're going to get all the personal trainers. You know, there's several people in town all over the state that they have the trainers come to the home because they got the facilities at home. They got shoot machines in the drive, in the garage.
Right.
Roll it out, they shoot. They don't got to go to the gym. They got it right there. So those kids are getting the gap is wide. We got historic basketball powers in the city. Like, you go look at some of them play summer league, you go see them play ball. They're good for high school, but how many of those kids we really gonna go play Division I, Division II, NAIA basketball when it's all said and done? We still see those kids in those powerhouses in football still, but we don't see those kids that's going to make it into basketball like we traditionally used to see here. We may have, 4 or 5 kids that go play Division I basketball on average in Jacksonville per year the last, 10 years? And most of those kids are coming from our private schools.
Right.
And those are kids that got either a kid from underprivileged backgrounds that somebody took a liking to them that really helped them because they got a good attitude, or they put them on scholarship, or you got kids that just naturally moms or middle class parents that's going to make that sacrifice to make sure those kids can go to those schools.
So how do you think these disparities are affecting athletes on and off the field?
Well, we got mental health issues right now, so I think that's the main thing. I think, we see certain kids that when kids make it and they start out with them and they peers, they shut down. I had a guy I was talking to, we was on a conference call, and we had guys from all over the country talking, and I didn't even know this till a guy had to break it down. He said, man, we have kids that's playing basketball that got skills, that's good, and they come into the gym and we doing free workouts. Because some people offer free workouts, and we do it too. And they'll walk in the gym and they see their skill set is not like the other kids that they probably better than, more athletic, but they don't have the skill set. And they'll do one workout, maybe 2, and they won't even come back because they're embarrassed. It's almost like a kid reading out loud in school. You ever seen a kid read out loud in school, and he can't read at the grade level everybody else, and he gets embarrassed, he don't want to read no more? That's equivalent to that when you come into a facility and the kid's skill set is not on the same level as those other kids. They won't come back and work out no more. So they're going to shut down. So now they're not coming back in the workout. They're going to go hoop. They're going to play ball, but they're not training no more and getting the necessary skill set. You see these kids with these NBA parents that's out there working out with their kids and have personal trainers. So it's hurting them.
And you see it too, man. Like this year's under-20 Team USA got Trevor Ariza's son. They got the Boozer boys, Gilbert Arenas, and I think Carmelo's son got cut at the end, and so did Bryce.
Yep.
But you see it. I mean, you see it right in front of your face. Like, obviously, their parents gave them the blueprint, have the resources. Therefore, their kids are able to play at a high level.
And that's all we're seeing right now. We're seeing that right in this generation, at every sport, the parents that want to sacrifice for their children, them the ones who are going to make it. I had to do it. When I worked, my oldest son, I used to work a lot of overtime. I worked one weekend, you know what I'm saying? And I used that money to send him to camp. It was, $1,000, $1,200. But I had to sacrifice for my oldest son. So I know what to do now with my youngest one, but it's a sacrifice as parents. You got to sacrifice for them. You want to go high level.
Good deal. Good deal. Time to pay some bills. You're listening to The Amateur's Edge on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Get fishing tips and stories from Captain Kevin.
Bite's gonna pick up pretty soon.
On the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show. Brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Whoa!
Thursday nights at 6.
On 1010XL AM.
Did you know you can charge the all-new Honda Electric Prologue in the same receptacle as your phone? You don't need any special charging stations at your home. Simply plug in your Honda or your phone. See your local Honda dealer now. We're electrified.
Unlock your true potential with the power of sports hypnosis, a power embraced by elite athletes worldwide. Experience the same techniques for peak performance that have propelled top professionals in the NFL, the NBA, MLB, and the PGA to new heights. So whether you're an aspiring athlete or a seasoned pro, HypnoFit tailors to all ages. Visit hypnofit.me today for more information to receive a free copy of AD's book, The Power of Sports Hypnosis. Step into greatness. Your journey to peak performance begins at hypnofit.me.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods. Dandy subs and sandwiches. Look, we always want you to think about those great options as you're driving around Duval. But the beauty is, even as I'm dropping pounds, Dandy's got great options for me as well. Told you all about their protein packs, delicious salads that they have out there. They have fruit cups for on the go.
You know what they have. Veggie snack trays. You can grab those on the go as well. Perfect, healthy snack. Dandy is the name to know when you're on the go. So stop into a Gates store anywhere around Duval and make yours a dandy. And do it today.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. Hurricanes happen in Florida. That's not news. But what happens even more often than hurricanes are home break-ins. And if security is important to you, you might want to look into hurricane-rated impact windows.
What you may not know is that hurricane-rated impact windows not only help protect your home in case of a hurricane, but they also offer another level of security for your home.
Have you seen those videos on YouTube that show people trying to break through an impact window? A thief is way too lazy to spend his energy trying to break through one of our impact windows. That's why he doesn't have a real job like you. He'd rather break your non-impact window while you're at work. Window World has high-quality, very affordable hurricane-rated impact windows to help protect your home from hurricanes and from lazy thieves.
Call us today at 904-443-7001. Get a free estimate and see for yourself. You save energy, get more security, and the windows add value to your home. With all Window World windows, you get the best guarantee in the window replacement business.
Window World, simply the best for less. And thank you for your business.
Spend lunchtime with the ladies.
Hey, where's your sense of adventure?
They don't cook, but they serve up spicy sports talk.
Sure, it's on the menu.
Helmets and heels.
That is a meal.
Switched on by First Coast Lighting and Fans on 1010XL.
What Major League Baseball player has drawn the most walks during his career? The answer next.
How long has it been since you compared homeowners' insurance rates? Log on to southernoak.com to get an instant quote or find an agent near you.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Barry Bonds holds the record for most career walks, being given first base over 2,500 times.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Baseball is back. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, presented by FIS, takes the field this season at 1-1 Financial Ballpark as the AAA affiliate of the Miami Marlins. Tickets start at just $5, fireworks after every Friday home game, and kids run the bases after every Sunday game. JackShrimp.com, Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, affordable, family fun.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes, and I have exciting news from Leonard Truck Outfitters, now with 2 great locations to get that truck hooked up. Beach Boulevard just past Southside and one on Blanding. I got my truck taken care of, and you should too. Leonard Truck Outfitters, your truck, your style.
Step into the world of B3 Better Sports, where every athlete is an emerging champion. Tailor-made training programs based on science, crafted for your sport, your position, your ambition. Train smarter, not harder. Just 2 to 3 times a week is all it takes to unlock your true potential. Join the legacy of top athletes from Jacks, transforming from aspiring to inspiring, on and off the field. B3 Better isn't just about sports. It's a launch pad for life successes. We're more than a program. We're a community. Rise above, excel, become the athlete you're destined to be with B3 Better Sports Performance.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville, it's the amateur's edge. Brought to you by B3 Better on 1010XL.
Okay. And we're back. Welcome back to the Amateur's Edge. This is your host, Jerrian Sanders, Jamal Saint, and we got a special guest, Lenzy Hancock, in the house today. So, Lenzy, tell us a little bit about the book, man. What gems are in the book that a parent can take and grow from?
Well, I think we touched on a lot of the topics of the book. What the main thing I want people to, to really take account is just the investment and understand it's a village to raise these kids in sports. A guy shared a nugget with me down the state championship, basketball coach out of St. Pete. He was saying, for every athlete, you got a machine behind them. So it's not just a player, it's a machine. So every elite athlete you see around the country is not just a mom and dad. It's a coach, it's a mentor, it's a grandma, it's an auntie. So we got to understand that it's not just you. You got to do this. Reach out to your coaches. Lean on all these support systems to help these athletes do what they need to do. Trust in them. You know what I'm saying? We can't do it by ourselves. So that's the main thing I want people to understand. When you're doing youth athletics, it's not just one person doing it.
Right.
Every top athlete in the country, you got people say, I train this kid, take a picture of the kid, say, I train him. Man, my kids had 100 trainers. My son, 9 years old, everybody touch him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not just me going to do it. I can't do it on my own. And, as we get older, kids don't listen to parents. They're not going to take the instruction. I can tell you the same thing that you tell him as trainer, but he going to listen to you, and he going to take it from you and receive it better. You know what I'm saying? This is what we do in this generation. So that's the main thing I want everybody. It's a village. It takes a machine behind every child, and that's a nugget that somebody told me, and that's kind of like what I do. I'm steady learning this business, and I'm steady learning. I steady want to kind of understand more about these, about the process of training and skill work. But what I do know about this, and that's the main thing, you doing skill development, sports performance, that would not guarantee you to go college. Right. That would not guarantee a scholarship. That would not guarantee you pro. But I can tell you what I have seen the last 10, 15 years, without the skill work, you're not going anywhere. Right. So you can't skip that. So that's something that need to be heard, need to be addressed without the skill work. And I'm not a trainer, so I'm not soliciting myself. I'm not out here trying to get your money. I don't train. I'm just a coach. I just got a passion for this, and it kind of hurt me to my heart to see kids when they get the 11th and 12th grade year, they want to go play college basketball, but they can't play college basketball. They want to play college football because they started training too late. So that's the main thing I like to address with this book, to let everybody know how important it is to do skill development.
What steps do you think can be taken to address the disparities in the sport?
Well, it's right now it's an economic thing. Most of the parents that can afford it, they're kind of pulling away. So we need to find out, we need local help, local government. We may need state government, just like we have with Step Over students. We have McKay scholarships. We need to find a way to get the same thing when it comes to subsidize our sports. How can we help the kids who can't afford it? Now, we have people that sponsor our kids. We need that. We need help. We need guys that's going to come in and, lend a hand with some of the kids that do it. Take a liking to a kid, because we got kids right now that I know can be better than what they are. Their parents either transportation, maybe tired, because we know what comes first is financial. We got to keep JE want their money every month. Our mortgage got to get paid. So we looking at things that parents got to decide: do I eat today, or do I go pay for this training? And a lot of them don't have it like that. So we need help. We need somebody to step up. We need somebody to help these kids. We're a nonprofit, but like I said, I'm not a trainer. But maybe you can trainers out here can step up and maybe call B3. Hey, I got money to donate to this kid for X amount of hours. Do you know kids that need this? And we can put this out. Kids need that. Basketball trainers. It's the biggest hustle now is basketball training, and I love it because it's hard to even get coaches right now. We can't get coaches because now the young coaches that's coming out of college, they don't realize, man, I can make $40,000 to $100,000 on the side, doing training, and a lot of it is tax free. A lot of it is cash payment, whatever. They're making that type of money without coaching. Mm-hmm. So why would you go to coach and volunteer when you can go make money as a trainer? And I don't knock them because everybody's time is valuable. So we need to be able to help these young people, and we can use sponsorship dollars paid directly to the trainer. Hey, we can do XYZ. Not to the Jacksonville Magic. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure the calls are, but because we not a trainer, but I know it's a need for this, and we need help.
So you lived a lot of this book, saw a lot of it firsthand. Was there anything when you were putting together this book that maybe you found in your research that surprised you?
Not really, because I've been seeing it every day. I got kids that when I first started that didn't have a lot of money, and I used to raise a lot of money doing tournaments and stuff, and I helped them, and I fed kids. I helped them when they was in college. I had college coach used to call me saying he need this, right? I'm like, man, your problem now. But I had to help those kids, so we did those things along the way. But what I'm seeing now, the kids that I used to have from certain neighborhoods in the area, from low income areas, those kids are so far behind. Like 10 years ago and 15 years ago, they was close. And it was the toughness that they had and the grit they had made them overcome the kids in Ponte Vedra and Jackson Beach. Man, the kids in Ponte Vedra want to go to school now. Them the ones in the beach because they working. They got the skill set that the kids in other areas have. So I'm seeing that right now where the social and the financial part is what's really hurting us. So it's nothing surprising me because I'm seeing it. I'm just I talk about it all the time. I'm just fortunate that y'all got me on air and we can talk about it, and we can start having other people. This is like the tip of the iceberg. I just want to bring it up, let everybody hear the topic, and maybe it piss somebody off. Somebody might be mad at me. Hey, I don't like what you're saying. It's the truth. Go look at it yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Fact check what I'm saying. It's what it is right now.
Right. We got a call on the line.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Can you hear me?
How you doing, caller?
Good. I don't hate what you're saying. It's all on market because when I used to work for an insurance company here, a buddy of mine said, we can't have a coach for a rec soccer team. I said, I'll do it. You do the paperwork. And I did it, and it was so gratifying. 9-year-old girls soccer team. Loved it. And they begged me to come back. But it takes a lot of effort. I mean, people don't realize. I like the volunteer thing. My son made the lacrosse team for 4 years at Fletcher. I DJ'd, did all the music. Then got sick after my son graduated. Now Riverside High's got me. I do some of their soccer games. I do their lacrosse. 2 kids were up in the booth with me. They weren't doing good in school. I kind of mentored them. I came in early, got their grades up. They made it to the game at Wolfson. I came and gave them a hug, said you could do it. And, you just get a lot of satisfaction out of that. And I even got sponsors. I got Carmine's Pizza, the number 2 pizza in the nation, to sponsor them and give them pies. Because some of those boys, they get off school at 3, they can't go home, and they're hungry.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that's important. I would like to get your contact information and stay in touch with you because I really want to get active in the community, whether it's soccer, whether it's doing music. One more thing, my son used to play a little bit of travel baseball, but him and his buddies always wanted to get together at the old rec league in the fall and play together. So it was a beautiful thing, and that was what I called their 15 minutes of fame. And they're all being successful. One plays for San Francisco Giants now. My son's in fire rescue, a couple other kids at fire rescue. They all find their way. God bless you, and God bless you for everything you're doing.
Thanks for calling in, Ernesto. Yeah, that's huge. That's huge. I think, the more people in the community, understand what's going on, because I don't think people know what's really going on and how all this is shifting. So when you get calls like that from guys like Ernesto who want to be involved, that does let you know you're shedding some light.
Yeah, that's the main thing of the book, is trying to promote that and let everybody know what can we do to help the kids that we know that's lacking. If not, we're going to lose them. Crime is crazy right now.
Right.
And the reason why it's crazy, we don't have anything for them to do, because right now they want to play their game and make TikToks and, when they want to get likes, and that's where they think is at right now. We got to find something for them to do right now, and even if they're not playing at a high level, at the collegiate level, we all know what sports do for kids.
Right.
We know. It's like this. If you're a business owner and you want to come in, you want to get somebody can work with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Got a work ethic, know how to get up and be there on time. That's all sports is.
That's it.
You got to work out. You want to. I'm gonna hire the athlete because I know that you don't work. You got up, you did a workout today.
Yep.
You had to shower. You know what I'm saying? You had to put your clothes on, be on time. All this stuff matters to me as an employee.
Right.
So that's the thing I know about what sports does for us as kids. You know what I'm saying?
Say the name of the book one more time for the listeners out there.
The haves and the have-nots of youth athletics.
Yeah, I think that's important. I think you're right. When you're looking at that, because there are skills that athletics teach for every level out there. That even if you're not going to be the pro athlete, like I wasn't a pro athlete, but I played sports almost my entire life. There's stuff that you learn from the hard work off the court, the get up early. I mean, if you play in college, whether you go to play pro at the next level or not, that's like a full-time job. That's harder than a full-time job because you're still doing the academics, plus, they want you to be at workouts and you always got something going on. And these are things that you take with you for the rest of your life. And I think you're right. When you're looking at hiring people, you played sports? What sport you play? All right. And there's something to learn from
my
that.
2 older kids. My daughter never played sports. Well, she played when she was young, but she can't play that. But my oldest son, God bless her, he played college basketball. But if he got to be to work, he's 30 minutes early. That's one thing I ain't got to worry about him. He always early.
Mm-hmm.
If I tell him to be somewhere, he's early. 15 minutes, 30 minutes early. And that comes to testament of him getting up, doing workouts when he was in school, we had a plan early in life. Hey, you got to work out. Hey, Dad, what I got today? Because it was a schedule. I kept him busy. Hey, we ain't no days off. You got X, Y, Z. So I think doing the sports is such a great thing that we need to have. So we got to get funding. Certain sports have like YMCA may give some money off, but we need more funding to help the kids. In these budgets. Local, state, federal, whatever. We need to get that.
How can listeners get more involved in support efforts to address this?
Well, you can always donate. Donate through. I'm a nonprofit, so my website is jacksonvillemagic.org. You can always go on that site. There's a donation tab that you can always donate. And we one of those organizations. Everything that's donated, it goes to our kids. So what I did, for our kids, some of my parents don't have no money. Some of them don't participate. If you want to come play, you want to train, hey, I'm going to pay for this for kids that want to train. So the more funds we have, the more things we can do. So it's not just our organization, but it's a lot of organizations out here right now that you can go get involved with to kind of help with the training. I just seek the trainers itself. B3, I know you got stuff that you'll come in and you do. They can call you directly because what you're doing, call give your company a call, and set up something. Hey, Jerrian, what could I do to help kids that don't have the funds to do the training? And I think that's where we can start.
Yeah, that'd be huge. Definitely. My other question that I was thinking about was, or the first thing that comes to my mind is, are most organizations or travel teams nonprofit?
Most of them are.
Okay.
Most of them are. We got some great people in Jacksonville, like all sports. And all of them are doing the same thing. They're struggling. It's not. They're struggling with trying to, the financials. They struggle. I'm talking about all sports, volleyball, basketball, and I don't care what demographic they come from. We talk to volleyball coaches too. They need more funding. They need more help. We need more coaches. We need more volunteers. So like the caller just called in. It's organization. You just go down the list and just type one.
Right.
Volleyball, basketball. You just pick one. But everybody need help. So it's not. Like I said, we got some great people in the city. We got some great organization, and a guy told me a long time ago, I don't care what you think about this guy over here that's coaching. If you're out here with kids, he doing something right. I don't care I don't care if it's daddy ball or what, but he's out here giving his time. So that's how I feel about coaches. You know what I'm saying? All of them ain't no 5-star coaches. If there was, they'll be coaching in the league somewhere. But they're all giving their time. So they all, my hat go out to everybody that's volunteering. Because most of the jobs are volunteering. They scraping dollars, robbing Peter to pay Paul to get in these tournaments and getting these gyms, getting these fields. It's a lot. So I think everybody got some good team that's helping kids.
Yeah, a lot of work goes into it, both from the kids and the parents and the coaches out there that are going to it. Where can everybody find the book at?
You can go to Amazon or Barnes & Noble. You can go by the title. You can just look me up. My name is Lenzy Hancock. It's spelled Lenzy, Hancock, Hancock. You can go to Amazon, just put in the title, Barnes & Noble. You can get the books, all my books there.
Okay. Is there anything else you would like people or the audience to know about this book or particular topic?
I guess I think we covered it all. I just want to really put emphasis on, the whole thing about the village and that we all doing this together. We all need to help these kids, not just in Jacksonville. Well, I don't know how far your listeners go, but just help kids. Get involved somehow. Get involved with youth sports. If not, they're gonna be breaking in our cars. They're gonna be doing something. So we want to make sure they're involved doing something.
Right.
Yeah.
And we always talk about sports, man. And again, the it's all about the experience more so than making it to be a Division I athlete or a pro athlete or whatever the case may be. Like the skills that you get from sports is invaluable as a young kid, and it's extremely important, man. And I hope the right people are listening, and we're gonna do whatever we can to support this, man, because we know how important it is. And we're seeing it though, right? Like you said, we can drive by parks right now. There's no kids outside playing anymore.
Yeah.
They're just not playing outside anymore, and I think it's a injustice to these kids not to have that same experience that we had. So I think it's going to be important to support what you're doing, and we are going to support what you're doing, man, and we appreciate you.
Thank y'all for having me. I appreciate the opportunity.
For sure. We're going to wrap it up. This segment was brought to you by Premier Physical Therapy. Your wellness journey begins at Premier PT and Rehabilitation, the gold standard in orthopedic and sports rehab for adults and adolescents alike. Dial 904-996-6692 or visit PremierPTJax.com today for the premier experience. You're listening to The Amateur's Edge on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Every team has an enforcer.
Whether you like it or not, I'm a hard hitter and I'm a straight shooter.
Tommy Mack is ours.
I say it like I see it.
Fridays on Jaguars Today, brought to you by Renewal by Anderson Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
Your wellness journey begins at Premier Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation, the gold standard in orthopedic and sports rehab for adults and adolescents alike. Dial 904-996-6922 or visit PremierPTJax.com today. Experience the Premier difference and take your first step towards a healthier, stronger you. Premier Physical Therapy, where Jacksonville comes to heal. PremierPTJax.com.
15,000 workers. I'm Brian Rose from Remedy Staffing. We survey 15,000 blue-collar workers each year to better understand what drives quality and dependability in our workforce. The survey shows when looking for a new job, the initial pay rate, job security, and safety while working